YouTube! Welcome to the Fantasy Football Perspective, our weekly show, Jim and I's weekly show, football betting perspective. We're entering Week 9 NFL, Week 10 NCAA. Jim, how we doing, my man?
Doing pretty good, man. Hump day today and halfway through the week. Got a little football going on right now, kind of watching it in the background. Is Mac Nation or whatever you call it started this week. So a couple games last night, a couple games tonight. So
a little Maction. That's what I think.
Yeah, it's a little Maction, baby.
So who you rolling with tonight?
Well, tonight I'm rolling with Northern Illinois against all the experts. They're taking Kent State, so I went with the dogs there, and then going with Western Michigan. So we'll see what happens.
How did you bet on them last night?
Yeah, last night I went 2-1 last night on the different bets that I had. So
gotcha.
And just squeaked went to under on the first game.
Mm-hmm.
I think the over was 58. They hit 56 and went with the under.
That's a good feeling. Nervous though.
Yeah, it was getting close.
Yeah, makes you nervous.
Then that daggone Miami in Ohio game, that was nuts there all the way to the end. I think Miami of Ohio scored like 27 points like in the second half. They had 0 points. No, they scored 33 points in the second half. They had 0 in the first half.
I saw that.
Almost came back and won the game.
Yeah, OU had that long run to get the over, I saw.
Yeah. It was
run.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
Yep.
But yeah, I think there's some good games this weekend. The schedule looks nice and stacked. Got to watch the Steelers beat up on the Browns over this previous weekend.
I really hate that for you.
Oh man,
I hate that. There's several legs of this bet that we all had that went on at fantasy football.
We're not even halfway through it yet.
That's the first leg that had to happen. The Steelers had to beat the Browns. The second leg starts this weekend with the Browns going to Cincinnati. So Cincinnati pulls off the victory. That's 2 legs of the total 4 legs, because if Cincinnati sweeps them and the Steelers sweep them, I hate it for you.
There's no chance. You got
a little drama going on in Cleveland too.
Yeah,
again.
I was gonna address that as a Browns fan.
Daggone,
I actually wrote some stuff down because a lot of my patients know I'm a Browns fan. Some family knows I'm a Browns fan. My brother was texting me about it earlier, so I was going to read exactly what I wrote down, what I think about this, because I've been thinking about this all day. As a Browns fan, I'm not mad or upset about it. Ever since he was traded here, it's always been he was going to cause a distraction. He was going to ruin team chemistry, and he really hasn't done that throughout this whole process here, to be honest. I feel like for the most part he's been a great teammate and tried as hard as he could. For whatever reason, him and Baker just don't click. Baker's statistics are way better without him on the field, for whatever reason that is. He wasn't part of our playoff run last year. He didn't help us win our first playoff game. And like I said, the statistics with Baker, with Odell on the field and with Odell off the field, it's actually looks like 2 different quarterbacks if I was going to show you that.
Well, you got to go with his history, as a receiver, in the NFL. I mean, it's the, bring out the wine and the cheese. He's not getting the ball. It's always been that. And here's a situation where, here we're right back at it again. So it's the same old broken record. I agree with your statement. I think that, actually Cleveland's probably better without him. So,
and for whatever reason, when he first came back, Baker was getting all kinds of crap from the media saying that he was force feeding Odell, that he was locking onto him, which he actually was if you watch the games. So he got away from that, just started running the offense, giving Odell, the looks that happened to be in the offense, and now everyone has a problem with that too, including Odell. So it's like, okay, this has ran its course. Let's move on. I don't think there's
Yeah.
I really don't think they don't get along. I just think it's a business decision. And
Well,
it
I
runs
think that
course, man.
I think Baker wants to win the game. He's going to do whatever it takes. So if
Hmm.
he's open, he's open. If he's not, if he's got a good read, okay, throw it. I don't think there's any favoritism or non-favoritism going on at all there. I don't see it. I haven't seen it. I think that Baker Mayfield just wants to win a football game, and he'll do whatever he takes and he's making his decisions, and he sticks by them. So
And winning
I
cures
like that about him.
everything. So
Yeah,
and we aren't winning.
absolutely.
So that's where the drama comes up. It's run its course. Wish him nothing but the best. I mean, I think they should release him. Hope there's only like 9 teams he can go to, and
Yeah.
so we'll see. None of them looked like very good fits when I was looking at the list. So we'll see. But moving on from that, it was a good game. I thought Pat Freiermuth is a freaking beast. That catch he had was amazing. Good catch. He's going to be something to handle.
He's going to be a good tight end for years to come. So there's no
they looked
doubt.
good. But recapping our last week, we both went 500. I mean, in our bad weeks, we're going 500. I think that's pretty dang good, man.
I'll take
exactly.
I'll actually take a break even week, versus losing.
Exactly.
So
for the year. Sorry, go ahead.
This is a rough week. I mean, rough. I mean, a lot of things happened that shouldn't have happened. So
exactly. We'll dig in. We'll recap everything real quick. 3-3 each of us last week. I had 2 locks of the week. I went with Cincinnati strong, and they let me down ×2. Your lock of the week hit. You had Western Kentucky -18. We'll recap that game in a second. And overall records, 22-31 for the year for myself, and you were 33-20 with your locks being at 8-3 for the year. Good job so far. We're going to get back on track. I think we're each going to hit 4 games this week. What do you say?
Yeah, I like to go. I really, man, I'd like to see another 6-0 week, man. It feels pretty good when you go 6-0, against the spread.
Yeah, I know that's a hell of a week, man. But before we get into this week, let's go ahead and recap last week. We both picked Pitt -9, home versus Miami. We kind of talked about this a second before. Down 31-17 at halftime. What was going on here? They just didn't show up, huh?
Well, I'm going to tell you what, they underestimated Van Dyke, and I watched Van Dyke. I think Manny's got a pretty good quarterback here in Van Dyke. He is very accurate. He moves the ball. He looks to his reads. I really watched this game, and I saw a lot of good things from Van Dyke. So, and I don't think Pittsburgh was ready. I think they underestimated Miami, and man, they put it to them. And I mean, they tried to come back in the game. I mean, they made it close there at the end, but the game was won in the first quarter.
Marched all the way back and tied it up, and Van Dyke can throw the ball, man. That's something that I can't remember the other quarterback's name at the beginning of the season. He was more of a runner, and he opens up that offense a little bit. They're back-to-back big wins for old Miami. And
it's and Manny, I always rag on Manny, but Manny needed that win, especially over Pitt, there. So that's kind of funny.
Let's not discredit how well Pickett played, though. He still threw for 520 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's going to be a sneaky good quarterback if he enters that right system.
Yeah, he'll go first round.
So let's go on to the first Cincinnati letdown for myself. UC 31-12 against Tulane. Just slow starts, man. They come out 7. They get down even to Tulane in the second quarter. Then just, so methodical, so lack of explosion. And those playoff rankings just came out, man. And it's kind of showing. They're seeing what we're seeing. We talk about this weekly. These scores matter. You have to be blowing out inferior competition, and they just didn't do it. I thought they would gas pedal down the whole time. Let's score as many points as possible, no questions asked, because that's the only way a team like this is getting in.
Yeah, no, the last 2 weeks they really have not been able to get the style points that they need. So they're going to be on the outside looking in if they keep this up. Right now I don't see them getting in. I think they're going to finish, somewhere 6th or 7th. I mean, because everybody else is rolling by. There's just they got to have them points, and they didn't get it, and especially over Tulane, a 1-7 team. I mean, you had to blow them out. Like by 50 points.
Strength of schedule matters,
Yep.
and the first playoff rankings show that. I mean,
their only hope.
Sorry, go ahead.
Cincinnati's only hope right now is SMU.
Yep, they got to keep.
They got to beat them. They got to beat them pretty strong. And SMU has to win this week, and that's their only shot.
All right, moving on to your second pick. You had Wake Forest -17 at Duke. You said Duke's not a very good team. Wake Forest at home. You went with the home guys. Total domination by Wake Forest. This game was over at halftime, 28-0. Tack on 10 points more, 38-0. Duke scores a garbage touchdown at the end. Very good call. What do you like about this game?
I can't, talk enough about Hartman, the quarterback. He's seasoned. He's accurate. He's a field general. He really does a great job. And Wake Forest's defense is not that bad either. It's pretty good. So it was a good game for them. And again, it's opening up some eyes about Wake Forest.
Yep, Wake Forest 8-0, looking pretty good. Underdogs this week, I saw.
See, and how can you not look at Wake Forest dominating that game and put Cincinnati ahead of them? You know what I mean?
Against a better team.
That's what's going to happen. That's they're going to start when they get down to the nitty gritty at this. And Wake Forest, I would put them ahead of Cincinnati right now.
These are the type of scores Cincinnati need to produce. Going on to my next pick, I had UK Mississippi State. I picked over 47 points. I bought a point to get to 46 points. They dropped in 48 points for me. I was getting a little nervous there in the fourth quarter. I needed a touchdown, and UK came through for me. But I told you, Mike, Coach Leach, is a offensive mind, man, and he can score the ball against the best defenses, and he proved that this weekend.
Yeah, they can. They can. He can dial it up, and when he does a game plan, he's specific for each team, and man, he finds the weaknesses in their defense. He really does. He did in Kentucky. He was a great team. So
good defense.
He exploded. Oh yeah.
And this was your lock of the week. You had Western Kentucky covering -18, buying a 1.5 to get it to 16.5. Zappy continues, man. 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. Offense looks just explosive. 28-13 at halftime, never looked back. Giving up the old goose egg in the second half. Did you get to watch this game?
I did, and I got to, they pretty much controlled the game from the very beginning. As far as, there was a couple interceptions there that just kind of bounced off of, different players. But other than that, Zappy played another great game. Plenty of offensive power there. And, man, it's just you watch this guy play, and he reads the field. And, he goes through his progressions, and he just totally destroyed Charlotte's defense.
Good. Moving on to NFL, and I think we can say there's something in that water at Western Kentucky because Mr. White, QB from New York Jets, just came out throwing for 405 yards on a defense that hasn't given up much all year. At one point, Cincinnati did have a 14-point lead, and they come marching back. They got out-coached, man. They had a chance to kind of run the clock there in the fourth quarter and throw this little screen pass, kind of the worst thing they could have done. And after that, I was like, this is trouble now. I think everybody and their mother thought Cincinnati was going to roll this game. I saw money on Cincinnati in Vegas was like 90%.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard not to – it's like when you see that, it's hard not to bet the opposite, sincerely.
Yeah, I mean, when you come out and you blow out one of the best teams in the NFL, Baltimore, and then you come out next week and you lose to one of the worst teams in the NFL. I mean, and everybody's like, man, they're licking their chops, man.
Yep.
The Bengals are playing one of the worst teams in the NFL. They're starting quarterbacks out. This is an easy pick, and next thing you know, the game's over and the Jets win, and Mr. White passes for over 400 yards. A guy puts $1,000 on him to lead lead the
I saw
most
that.
passing yards for week 8, and he wins $125,000. You can't make this shit up.
That's crazy. 400 yards, man. He looked
Insane. He
I,
looked
I,
like a seasoned quarterback.
I don't want to say
a
it.
seasoned
I
veteran.
don't want to say it. Dude,
Yeah.
is there a QB controversy in New York?
I tell you what. Let's see what week 2 for Mr. White happens.
He's going
against
the Colts tomorrow, so we get a live look. If he puts
we
up
know
another
Colts,
performance like this,
the Colts have a great defense. So let's if he passes for over 300 yards, that'll be impressive.
But yeah, let's hope. I bet you Mr. White's gonna be ruining some spreads tomorrow too. I just have a weird feeling. You picked the Bills minus 13.5, buying a point home against Miami. They rolled. Just not a lot of firepower on that Miami offense for whatever reason. Dink and dunk. Couldn't really get anything going. I think they did have a long completion of 40 yards. Other than that, they were kind of everything under 20, 23 yards. Nothing crazy the whole game. This Buffalo team is very, very good. They have 3 great receivers. They have 2 okay running backs and 2 good tight ends. They're going to make some noise, and their defense just keeps getting better and better.
Without a doubt.
Their home games, too, they're a different team at home. They look really good, 5-2. My upset of the week was Carolina at Atlanta. I told everybody, I said, they make QBs look better than what they are. They didn't make Sam Darnold look good. Sam Darnold did have 2 touchdown passes that were dropped in the end zone, which the stats would have made him look a lot better, but they still did enough to win.
Right.
Carolina's defense is too much. You know, Atlanta has wide receivers taking some breaks right now for mental illness and stuff like that. I don't know what's going on with Calvin, but it's crazy, man. A lot of crazy stuff going on in the NFL right now.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Carolina +3. You had Tampa minus 5.5. Saints upset on the road, man, or at home. Excuse me.
Here we go. Jameis Winston's out, of the game, and here comes Simeon, and boy did he didn't put up a lot of yards, but he controlled. He didn't turn the ball over. And I mean, you look at Tom Brady. He passed for over 375 yards, a couple interceptions, and they lose the game.
Yep, and I do think it's Taysom Hill season. I think Simeon did an okay job. I was looking at some stats on Taysom Hill when he was the QB last year. Let me bring this up. Had this screenshot. Just about how he did each game. And he was a very, very good fantasy quarterback last year. He played for 4 weeks. And in those 4 weeks, he was QB3 overall, QB12 overall, QB6 overall, and QB11. And the Saints went 3-1. So, everyone that thinks Taysom Hill's not very good, look at the stats from last year. The offense moved the ball pretty damn well. And he brings a different dimension to that offense, a rushing QB, and he runs the ball hard. I don't know how his recovery with his concussion is, but he's going to be a force. So watch out for New Orleans moving forward. 49ers covered against Chicago. Justin Fields.
That was a tight game, man, all the way. I mean, the 49ers had to pull that one out at the very, very end.
Justin Fields looked good. That was
he had a great game.
That was the first time that he looked like a first-round QB. So good job, Justin. I like to see that getting better and better and better, making quicker reads, and using his feet finally. 10 carries, 103 yards, and a touchdown. That's going to open up everything for everybody else. Last but not least, you had the Chiefs minus 9.5, and I think it's safe to say something is wrong in this Chiefs offense. He does not want to check that ball down whatsoever.
I just think they got a lot of internal issues within the team itself, within the front office. I think I'm trying to put my finger on what's going on with Kansas City. And, if you go back, I don't know. I think it was after the season when the head coach's son, he got pulled over, and that was a whole bad thing. I think he ran in the back of somebody, and it was not a good thing. And I don't think they've recovered from that. I mean, it's just, trauma, tragedy internally, because they're definitely not the Kansas City that they need to be.
Yep. Something's weird. I think defenses kind of figured out what they want to do. They want to go deep to Tyreek and Kelsey. They're double teaming those guys, making other people beat them. And I just don't know if they have the talent opposite of those guys to actually do that. It's crazy, man.
I mean, Kelsey was just dropping the ball. I think it's a whole organization failure here, just throughout. I mean, and it, that stuff trickles down. So I just think they just haven't recovered after that tragedy last year. And it's the only thing I can put my finger on it, because
very weird.
Yeah, crazy.
I think crazy. NFL defenses are good at finding tendencies and exploiting them, and maybe they figured them out, man. It's got to change some stuff up.
Yep.
All right. So recapping last week one more time, 3-3 for each of us. Moving on to this week, college football, sizzling 6 picks of the week, sponsored by the Legacy Lineup, available on Apple Podcast and Spotify, featuring 2 of my good friends, Jim and Ren. Wow, Jim and Ren. Listen to their podcast. All right, Jim, what are you feeling? First game, college football, sizzling 6 picks of the week.
First game, and I looked at all these games, as I told you off air, and we're talking on these things. I mean, there's so many football games that I like. It's really tough for me to narrow down to 6 games, which is a good thing. But let's start off Saturday at noon. Let's start off Wake Forest plus 2.5 at North Carolina. Give me the 2.5 points. North Carolina's defense is just atrocious. I don't think they're going to hold back Hartman, QB1 there, and they're just going to absolutely destroy North Carolina. Plus you're getting points. So, I'll get that up to 3.5 points. I'll buy a point. I'll take the 3.5 plus points and roll with it. I think Wake Forest is going to go to 9-0.
This wasn't my first.
I can't see them.
I can't
see them losing.
This wasn't my first game I had written down, but I have this game as well. I was looking at the stats. I mean, it's just, how is the line this?
It don't make any sense. It's like a gimme, unless something, it's a full moon and stars aren't aligned or something. I don't see how Wake Forest can lose this football game.
UNC's getting 70% of the money too.
Yeah, they just have to win by a point, and you're getting 2.5 points, and I don't see them losing.
I'm with you, man. I think it doesn't make any sense. Wake Forest can score, man. You're not going to stop them. Yeah. They can score. No. So I don't know I think their defense is good enough to stop Howe a couple times, but I don't think UNC's defense is good enough to stop Hartman. I just don't think they are.
Yeah.
I'll buy the point too. Get it to 3.5. I think that's pretty safe, man.
And I think that I think Wake Forest's defense is going to shut down Howe. I don't see that Howe's going to have a very good game here. I mean, I'm sure he'll have a decent game because he's a decent quarterback, but I just don't see it happening. I think that's definitely an easy pick.
All right. I don't think we're going to repeat on our other ones. Maybe. We'll see. What's your second pick?
All right. Second pick, man. And I'm going to call this one, I've kind of bounced back and forth between what I'm going to, do as my lock, but I'm going to do this one noon, another noon game Saturday, SMU at Memphis.
Okay.
I'm going to take SMU minus 4.5, and it's going to be my lock of the week.
Oh, the lock of the week coming early today at Memphis. We're locking it in. You buying a 1.5?
Yep, I'm going to get it right down to 3 points and roll with it. I just think SMU is too powerful offense. And I think Memphis is starting to struggle here in the last few games. So give me SMU, and I think they roll. They're good. They're a good team.
They are. They can score. They can score at will.
At will.
I'm
I
going
just
to.
don't think Memphis is going to keep up with them. Sorry
I
about
don't
that.
either. Yeah, you're good. I'm going to a team that you tell me about every single year, and I don't listen very much to this one, but I'm listening tomorrow night. The Ragin' Cajuns -12 at home against Georgia State. You know, the Ragin' Cajuns only lost their first game of the year, and they're slowly getting better. They've had some close, but I found a common opponent, Jim. There's Appalachian State on that common opponent. The Ragin'
Oh yeah.
Cajuns beat them 41-13. Well, Appalachian State beat Georgia State 45-16. That's a 60-point difference right there.
Yeah.
Give me the home team on a short week. Raging Cajuns -12. Probably by 1.5 to get it to 10.5. But I think the Raging Cajuns win this game pretty handedly.
Yeah, I had that game. I've got all my games picked. For Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday or Friday and Saturday, and definitely I had that one marked up too. For sure. I have to agree with you there. I think that's why I said I remember so many good games. It's hard to narrow it down to what's going to happen. But that's a great game.
Yep,
They
I
should
really
cover.
like that. And
Especially it's under 2 touchdowns too.
what's your third pick, college football, Sizzling Six Picks of the week?
Third pick for this week. Let's go to a 3:30 Saturday game. Let's go Baylor at TCU. I'm going to take Baylor -6.5. Baylor has just every week just getting better and better and better. And I just don't think that TCU is going to be able to hold Baylor back. I mean, I've watched a couple games of Baylor play. I know I watched the Iowa State game, and they're explosively offensively, and the defense is pretty good. So look out. I think that TCU is really going to struggle, and I think it's under a touchdown, 6.5. I'm not even going to buy a point. I'm just going to roll with the 6.5 points.
Well, I guess we are repeating. Because this was my lock of the week, man. Again, I was trying to find common opponents.
I was going back and forth between SMU and Baylor as far as the lock of the week. So
I love this Baylor -6.
I love the matchup.
I'll probably buy a point because I think it could be within 6 potentially. So get it to 5.5. But that's my lock of the week, man. Common opponent, West Virginia. TCU's lost 29-17. Baylor beat 45-20. I know this is at TCU, but they're on a 4 out of 5 game skid, and Baylor looks to be trending in the opposite direction. Just beat a very good Texas team, who I think's better than TCU. So give me Baylor -6.5 lock of the week.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, man, we got 2 out of the 3, and I could have easily gone with the Raging Cajuns. I just wanted to, the only real reason that I didn't go with the Raging Cajuns, I just went with Saturday game.
I really do, for whatever reason, too, just a little extra pick this week. I know they were in my lock of the week last week, so I couldn't put them on this list. But I think Cincinnati does roll. I don't know if you know this, but college game days in Cincinnati this weekend. And they don't really get, that hype very often. We just had the polls come out. They have to be pissed off. They have to know they haven't done enough. So if I was putting my money on it, I would take Cincinnati -22 by 1.5, get it under 3 touchdowns. And if they don't roll, they're in trouble, man. They can't look back.
Well, I just, I kind of thought that last week too, and they disappointed. So, I just have a hard time, have any confidence in them at all. Like now, I mean, we'll see. They absolutely should, but no way.
Yeah,
no way.
Didn't make my list, but they were right there. I was staring at that game. They should start to roll. All right, moving on to NFL. What's your first pick of the week?
Well, we are going to go to a 1 p.m. game on Sunday for the first one. Let's go ahead and take the Raiders. They are coming off a bye week, rolling into New York Giants. I think I really like the Raiders here. It's -3. I want to buy a point, get it to -2, get it under that field goal. I think the Raiders totally roll. They've had a week off. They're rested. They're ready to go. Waller practiced today, and so did running back as far as what's his face?
Jacobs.
Jacobs, yeah, he practiced today. So I think they're going to roll. They're going to be fresh, and the Giants ain't going to be able to stop their offense. And then I think the defense actually shuts the Giants down to a touchdown.
Yep, I like that. Little distraction in Vegas, though. Hopefully that doesn't affect their performance.
I think it'll be all right. I really do.
All right, I'm going to go 1 o'clock Sunday. I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys at home, -10, buying a half a point, getting it to 9.5. And Dak's back from everything I've been reading, so this is subject to change. If Dak for some reason sits out, I'll take a look at that. But 9.5.
Even if Rush plays, I think it's going to be okay.
Cowboys seem to be on a different level this week or this year for whatever reason. Yeah. They have so many weapons, and they move the ball at will. They're multidimensional, and their defense, man. They have a pass rush. Parsons looks like a beast. Diggs on the outside looks like a beast. I just think they roll, man. I really do. I think they roll.
I think McCarthy there, the head coach there, he's just done a great job. He's finally settled in, and I think that they're going to be one to reckon with throughout the season.
Kellen Moore, good play caller too.
Oh, without a doubt. Man, I used to watch that guy play at Boise State. Man,
the old lefty,
amazing. Oh, he's amazing. Amazing. So, and he's got a great offensive mind. So, he's doing a great job.
I agree. All right, what's your second pick, Mr. Jim?
All right, I got to roll with another 1 p.m. game here. I got to roll with Belichick.
Okay.
Patriots at the Panthers. Patriots get -3.5. I'm going to buy a point, get it to 2.5. I think the Patriots defense is really stepping up here. Their offense is definitely clicking. Man, I think they're going to roll here. I think the Panthers don't have a chance here.
I like that pick. I didn't pick it, but I did like it.
Yeah, it's just you look over the last 3 weeks of what the Patriots have done, and man, they're really coming on strong.
I'm going to 1 p.m. Buffalo at Jacksonville. Give me the Bills to cover -14.5. Buying a point, getting it to 13.5. This is just a matchup nightmare. I mean, this should be. This is how I felt about Cincinnati and the Jets last week. This should be roll all over them. Buffalo just beat a better Miami Dolphins team. Even though Jacksonville beat them, I still think they are a better team by more points than what this spread is. So give me Buffalo -14.5, buy a point, lock that in. I think that's a good game to win some money on.
Just go ahead and slide that over to my column too, because that's my third pick.
Like it.
Buy a point, get them 13.5. I think Urban Meyer's not going to be able to slow Mr. Allen down, man. It's going to be ugly.
It's going to be ugly. I mean, they're going to throw the ball all over him, man. It's not going to be good.
Throw the ball, defense. It's going to be ugly.
My last pick now does scare me a little bit. It's on prime time. Just kidding. Rams roll. No Derrick Henry. -7.5. What's this Titans offense going to look like without Derrick Henry? Dude gets
see. That's I have to agree with you, because the Titans offense just totally is surrounded, by him. I mean, without him in the lineup and be able to get 4 or 5 yards of pop, dragging people down the field. He's a beast. He's out. So this is really going to hurt the Titans.
Yep, I think it's a rollover game. I think we're going to be a little bit bored on Sunday night watching the Rams put up 35 to 40 points and the Titans put up 10. I think that's I'd even be willing to might even throw some money on an alternative spread, make the spread even bigger, and win some more money, because I think they're going to blow them out. Quickly, rounding back real quick, the spread master and the spread buster both let us down last week. Picked Ohio State -18.5 and Michigan -4. So playing the odds, I think their odds are in their favor. I think they're going to have a bounce back week.
They need to have. I mean, it's especially the spread master. He's 0-2 the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's a turn it back on, Jim. What's going on with spread bet?
Yeah.
All right.
What game are we going to pick for them?
So I've been thinking about this. And let's go. Let's bring up this schedule. There's a couple good ones. A couple ranked opponents. Let's start off with the SEC battle of the week. Auburn and Texas A&M. Texas A&M's hosting Auburn. Jimbo Fisher minus 4.5 at home. What's the spread master think's going to happen in that game?
So we got Texas A&M at home minus 4.5, and the spread master, his over here. He's calculating.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just see what he has to say about the Texas A&M and 4.5. Uh-oh. He's going with Auburn.
Auburn covering, huh?
He's going with Auburn all the way.
This should be a really good game.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good one. I don't agree with him.
I don't.
I want to take Jimbo Fisher, and I think they cover. But crazier things have happened, as we all know.
I think they cover pretty easily. I don't know why.
I think they do. I mean, I think their defense is going to. Jimbo Fisher's going to have it ready. He's seen enough film on Auburn, and he's going to have this team ready. Especially, it's tough to play at Texas A&M.
They are. They bring a lot of people there, man.
Yep.
Loud as all get up.
Loud.
So let's try to find an NFL game that we want to touch. Kansas? No, I don't want. I was going to pick Kansas City and the Packers, but now that he's not.
Let's go. Hey, let's go with the Bengals.
Let's do it. Bengals
Cleveland.
And Browns.
Bengals and Browns. Bengals and Cleveland. Let's see what happens.
So Cincinnati's minus 2.5.
Cincinnati's favored at home, 2.5. Will Cincinnati cover the 2.5 at home against Cleveland? He's taking a second. I hate to tell you this. Polly. He says it is certain.
Oh, no.
It is certain.
Well, his track record's not very good. I don't care what the spread buster says.
Well, he did lose last week, so he's going to get it right sooner or later.
Hopefully, jinxed him. He jinxed him.
It'd be good for me if Bengals actually beat.
It'd be real good. So let's bring up this spreadsheet real quick.
I need them.
So there's our picks for the week. Recapping real quick, we have 3 picks that we both like together out of our 6. I don't know how that keeps happening, but Wake Forest, we both like to win the game outright, I'd say. But they're giving us 2.5 points on the road at North Carolina. We love it. I'm taking Raging Cajuns tomorrow night minus 12, buying a 1.5. You got SMU minus 4.5 at Memphis. Lock of the week, buying a 1.5. We both have the Baylor Bears minus 6.5, buying a point. Lock it in. For my lock of the week, Cowboys minus 10, getting a little bit under 10. I'm buying a half a point. You got the Raiders minus 3, buying a point. Buffalo minus 14.5, buying a point. Patriots minus 3.5, buying a point. Rams minus 7.5, buying a point. And you also have Buffalo minus 14.5, buying a point. I love it, man. I feel better. I feel good about this week. Really, really good. It starts tomorrow. Everything moves ebbs and flow with me. If I lose tomorrow, I'm ready for tears all week. It affects my whole life, man. I go 0-5 in fantasy, and
it's rough.
Started off on a good note, and then we're gonna have a great week.
Absolutely, man.
Any other games that you like that you want to touch base on? I know you said you liked a lot.
You know what? There's one that I'll look at a few of them, but I like, of course, the Raging Cajuns. Friday night or Thursday night. It's Thursday night game in it. And then Liberty at Ole Miss.
I was looking at that. What do you think about that?
I think reality is going to set in here. Liberty is a great team. They got a great quarterback, but I'm thinking 9.5. I think Mr. Lane Kiffin is just going to destroy them. I think that, there's certain levels. Liberty is not up to SEC level, especially with Lane Kiffin's offense. There's no way. And that quarterback for Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss is amazing. He is a good player. He's going to, have a NFL career. So Ole Miss 9.5 reality check here for Liberty.
Two good QBs going at it.
Yeah.
That should be a really, really good game.
Yeah, and there's some offbeats. You know, I like to go off the beaten path. I think North Texas minus 4.5 is a give me against Southern Miss. That's 3 p.m. on Saturday. You know, I kind of want the Michigan State. I think that Michigan State is going to get the job done. Yeah. I think that Ken Walker, the third, is going to be your Heisman Trophy winner.
Oh, bold prediction.
I really think I think he's going to win the Heisman. If he has another big breakout performance, I mean, last week was incredible. If he does it again against Purdue, look out. This guy's going to be the front runner for the Heisman, you know, hands down. Let's see what else I kind of like here. I like Kentucky over Tennessee. It's a pick 'em. It's a rivalry game.
Saw that too.
They're going to be in Kentucky. Kentucky's coming off a bad loss. So I think they're going to buckle down and get the job done in Tennessee. And I like that it's a pick 'em. And then the other one I like Houston, that SMU Houston, those two teams kind of battled at it. Houston's a great football team.
Good defense.
Oh yeah. -13 against South Florida, 2-6 South Florida. Give me the minus 13. Their offense is powerful. They're going to score the points. I think that's a good game. And then the last little tidbit I really like San Diego State against Hawaii -7.5 because San Diego State lost last week. And I know they got to fly to Hawaii, but I think that they get the job done, bounce back. That's it.
Some extra picks, man. I love that. I love it. These picks are looking juicy to me this week. I might have to throw a little teaser on some of these to see what happens.
Yeah, I think that this week is a teaser week. I mean, for sure, you can make some money on some teasers. Yeah. Going to 6 point or 6.5 point teaser. So definitely a great week for football. I think it looks good on paper.
Looks good. As always, fantasy football perspective audience, football betting perspective audience. If we said anything during this video that you found useful, that you think we can help you with, or we win you some money, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're going to do this up until the end of the season. We'll probably take Thanksgiving week off, obviously, but we are dedicated to this. We've been killing it. Hopefully we've been taking some of Jim's picks and you've been turning that into cash. And remember, this is our perspective. I hope you all have a great night. Win some bets. Win your fantasy football matchups. Playoffs around the corner, baby. Peace.
Have a good one.